Hello there, channel members, friends, and followers from around the world. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for tonight's show. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in X-Plane 12. It is right now 1800 Zulu, 2100 hours local time here in Kuwait City, where this live stream is being broadcasted to you. And today we are Cathay Pacific, and we are in Taipei, Taiwan. We're going to be flying today to Hong Kong International Airport, my very first flight in this region, and specifically from these two countries. Hopefully we'll have a nice flight today, and we're going to be cruising at 35,000 feet today. I hope that you will enjoy this flight today, and I want to welcome all of you guys aboard our flight today. Rand Cooley, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Very glad to have you here, and thank you as always for your support. MC Crewfish, welcome aboard my friend. Badger, welcome aboard my friend. And we have with us Boeing Corp from Logan, New Jersey. Hello my friend, welcome aboard. We have also Nikos, hello my friend. Ferdinand Froster from Thailand, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. And also today Mr. Is it Flazier? Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. That's cool. Yeah, definitely just landed at Hong Kong. Oh, that's cool. Welcome aboard, everyone. We have also with us today Whittle Bulls Productions. Welcome aboard. Steve, 1927. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. And Long Haul Captain, welcome aboard. Benny, welcome aboard. Chairman, hello, my friend. Thank you very much for your support and for being here. And we have also with us today Santiago, MSim, and Yuki-sim. Thank you guys very much for being here this evening. And today we are going to be flying the SSG, Boeing 747. Now, excuse me. One thing about the 747, the SSG 747, is that this is one aircraft that I was extremely critical of when it first came out for X-Plane 11, and it went through different iterations, and I continue to be very critical of it. But in my last review of this aircraft, it actually has gone pretty good, and it did receive finally my recommendations and the Q8 pilot seal of approval, and for good reasons. One, you can see here that the external model of this aircraft is very authentic. This very much looks like the 748 in all its glory. I love the 3D modeling on this aircraft. You can see the nice, beautiful textures on this specific Cathay Pacific livery. And by the way, if you are interested in the livery, just type !livery in chat command, and you should be able to get the link to download the livery. I do like this 747. It is just, I know people will ask, is this PMDG quality? No, it is not. And I don't think there is anything that is PMDG quality. But this is a very decent 747 for X-Plane 12 and X-Plane 11. It is by no means a study level simulation of the aircraft. That said, though, a real Boeing 74 pilot has flown this aircraft in the sim and has vouched for its flight model. So by his account, this actually is very close to the real handling of a 747 in real life. So yeah, so we are flying this aircraft today, and we're going to hop into the cockpit. And as you can see, the cockpit has received some treatment here. It actually looks pretty good. You can see the overhead panel here, and the FMC, first officer side, and here's a look at the flight deck, which I think looks pretty good. The texture work has improved significantly from previous versions of this aircraft. So I think it's in a state today where it is enjoyable, and I do enjoy flying this aircraft. I do enjoy Boeing's, generally speaking. But this one actually has gone to the level where I think it is an aircraft that receives and deserves the Q8 pilot recommendations and I think it just has everything that you need to enjoy a 7.4 experience. So, folks, let's start setting up the Queen of the Skies for its first flight on the Q8 Pilot channel from Taipei, Taiwan to Hong Kong International Airport. And I want to welcome Joe J. Hello, my friend. We have you with us today from Frankfurt, Germany. Welcome aboard. We have Santiago Montoya. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much for your support and being a member here at the channel. Are you still using the 73700 cockpit textures? Are they still compatible with the new updates? I have not tried them, but I will definitely do that. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, after the last update to this aircraft, it's now gotten a nice EFB that helps you operate the aircraft. And what we're going to do is we have the ground power, it looks like, and we have also with us the chocks are there. We're going to just make sure that we're parked cold and dark, initialize, and this will initialize everything and put us in a cold and dark state. Perfect. Next thing is we're going to go to the ground services. You can release the parking brakes to engage pushback. That's not what we want to do. This is where you open your doors. So we can open all, we can close all, or you can just simply click on the doors you want to open. For example, we can open this one here, and we can open, for example, the upper deck if you'd like to do that. Entry forward cargo. There, let's enter that. We can... on the cargo variant, you can open the dome as well, but of course we're flying the passenger variant today. So this is where we do that, and here is where we set up our load. And it's very simple to set the load. So if I look here at the payload information for our flight today, we have 35,900. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 35,000. And then 900, so we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we just simply say load and unload, and now it's loading the payload into the aircraft. Next, we're going to go to the fuel, and we're going to select the fuel for the flight, which is 23,500. So we're going to do the same thing, 23, 30. No, that's not what we want. We want 1, 2, 23,500. That's 23,500 kilos of fuel. That's time 1,000. And we're going to say load. And now as you can see, we're refueling the aircraft. Perfect. You can also manipulate the sounds, and you have the settings menu where you can change things and show the FO side tablet, fast iris alignment, and set nav display heading up. And you can also toggle the units from metrics to imperial units here. As well. So you've got everything really you need to do. You need to set up your aircraft, and now we can go to the overhead panel. All right, so from the overhead panel, we are going to go to the battery, and we're going to turn it on. And from there, let's zoom in here. We can turn on.
Sorry, taxi to runway 25.
Let's see here. All right, so now we have the available. So now we have external power on both sides. Benny has been a member for 17 months here at the Q8 Pilot channel. Benny, thank you very much for your support, my friend. I really appreciate it very much. And Plane, welcome aboard, my friend. I think Flight Factor could be a good, could do a good job at making a 747. Yeah, that may be true. We're going to turn on the utilities left and right, standby power to auto, and we're going to go to the ADIRs, set them to nav mode, and nav mode. Now there is a sound pack for this aircraft by Mango Studios. I don't necessarily like the sound pack, but the sounds do need some work on this aircraft, in my view. The engine sounds are okay, but the internal sounds are not so good. All right, so we're going to come down here. We're going to put the hydraulic pumps on auto and everything here. We're going to bring up some lights to the cockpit as things are starting to look a little bit dark in here. So we're going to bring those up. All right. Now, as far as there's nothing we need to do here. We're going to come down here and look over to, right, so the main tanks need to be turned on. So we're going to turn all the main tanks. We'll leave the override tanks for now. And this is the anti-icing. Window heat is okay. Or come up here and the yaw dampers are on. We can leave the manual. We can leave those for now. Yeah, we don't need to do anything with that for the pressurization system. Everything's set here. We're going to turn on the recirc fans and the... Actually, I don't think you need this. This is the alternate ventilation system. But anyway, let's just leave it now. High flow, pack reset, and we're going to turn on the packs. All right, APU is already turned on. Let's actually go ahead and turn on the APU. APU start and should reset, goes back to the on position. All right, so everything here is now set, and the aircraft systems are now being initialized. We can, by the way, come here and add a little more lights. There we go. And we can also turn up the lights for our displays. Perfect. All right, everything's looking good now, and we can start programming the FMC. Excellent. Adam, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. SSG really improved quite. Yeah, they have done a very good job. And by the way, they brought in additional improvements to this aircraft with the X-Plane 12 version. So I'm quite happy with the improvements, without a doubt. Let's go ahead and turn on our flight directors here real quick. And let's head over to the FMC. From the FMC, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to check the AirAct database, which is the current database, 2210. And the aircraft model is a 7478i. Those are our engines for this aircraft. Everything checks okay. We're going to go to position in it, and we're going to enter the airport, which is today Romeo Charlie Tango. No, that's not right. Let me just go. Romeo Charlie Tango Papa, which is Taipei in Taiwan. And we can select the GPS position, stick it here, go to the route. We have the origin airport set up, and our destination today is Victor Hotel, which is Hong Kong International Airport. Today we are Cathay Pacific Flight 469er. Cathay Pacific 469er. And we're going to enter that here, and we're going to go down to the departures. We are departing today runway 05 right, if I'm not mistaken. 05 right, indeed. And the star is the Charlie 1 Alpha, which is the first one here. So this is our SID through the Charlie transition. And we're going to go to the route page. We're going to go to the next page now. We can see Charlie 1 Alpha to Charlie. Then we are going to take, let's see, Tango 3. Tango 3. And from Tango 3, we are going to exit at Mike Kilo Golf. Mike Kilo Golf. All right, and then we are going to take Elato, Alpha 1 to Elato. So Alpha 1 to Elato. Right. Perfect. And then we're going to take Victor 522 to Abby. Victor 522 to Abby. Beautiful. And finally, it is the Abbey 3 Alpha, runway 07 right at Hong Kong International. So we're going to go to the arrival page now. Alright, let's go to, doesn't want to do it. Alright, let's just activate, execute. Let's go to the arrival. Alright, so the arrival is through the Abbey 3 Alpha. Through the Abbey transition, and then it's an ILS, I'm not sure if it's an ILS, let's see, ILS 07 right, yes, it is indeed an ILS approach, so we're going to select that, and we're going to execute, and now we're going to go to the next page, make sure we have no discontinuities in our flight plan. It looks like there is one here, so we're going to select it, and execute, Beautiful. Now we have the flight plan here, and all is looking good. Perfect. No more discontinuities, and we can now go to the performance. Now with the SSG, all you need to do is click here on the gross weight, and it will automatically grab the information from your EFB and set everything up. Is this on VATSIM? No, it is not. Reserve fuel for the flight today is, let's see, alternate is 5.4 with 4.1, that's 9.5. We could say 10. Right, that's the reserves. Final cruise altitude today is 350. And the cost index for our flight today is 25. 25 is now set. Cruise center of gravity is something that you cannot enter, so we're just going to leave it. Step size is 2,000. Alright, and we're going to go to the thrust limit. We're going to derate our takeoffs, and we're flying very, very light today. And we're going to go to takeoff, and it says insufficient fuel. Alright, why does it say that? I have no clue. But let's come back here. And let's go to projected 25. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to add 25 and say load. Alright, so we'll just add the additional fuel to the aircraft, and then we'll come here. Oops. Alright, so we're going to come here, and let's go back to... Alright, so that might change the... No, alright, so it didn't change the final weight. That's okay, takeoff. Alright, so flaps 10 for departure. Flaps 10 is set. Trim is set to 6.8, and these are our speeds, 159. Let's reset this, 159. That's quite low for a 7.4, but we're flying pretty, you know, we're flying very light. And let's go ahead and set our altitude to 35,000 feet.
Pushback and extra approved. Runway 07, triple line American 120.
Oh, come on. I hate it when it does that. Alright, let's use the mouse here. Alright, perfect. 35,000 feet is now set. Daniel, hello my friend. Welcome aboard. Lux5678, welcome aboard because you set your reverse so high. Reserve so high. Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. Alright, let's do the range. By the way, the range here, again, you can actually zoom into the actual airport and look at the airport chart there. Alright, so we're set here. Okay, perfect. And everything's set here, everything's set here. LNAV and VNAV are armed. And this one is on rejected takeoff already. Alright, so everything here is set. It still says insufficient fuel. Right. I'm going to change this to 5. $25.5. Takeoff trim is 6.8. Alright, so to set the trim, we're just going to use my joystick here. 6.8 trim is now set, and we are now ready to start the aircraft. We're going to go to fuel. Well, why is it complaining about the fuel? Alright, we're going to put 35.5. We're going to say load. There we go. That should take care of it. That's sufficient fuel, I think, for the flight. Let's go back here. Alright, that should be okay. Takeoff. Trim is changed to 7.
1972, go ahead, sir.
Obviously, because we have more fuel, so things will change. Our V speeds remain unchanged. 159. And cruise altitude 35. Okay, perfect. Alright, we're good to go. Ma'am Flyer Robin, welcome aboard. Nothing, the 747 analog. Yeah, I mean, it's just brilliant. All right, so we are good to go, folks, and we are going to call the pushback truck. But first, we're going to head over here to the overhead panel and make sure everything is set up correctly. We have the APU generators now. We can turn them. They were on. All right, so that's the APU, and the external power is off. Everything here looks good. Everything here, we're going to turn on the beacon, actually both. All right, and then we're going to also turn the nav lights on. Everything looks good here. APU is on. We're going to turn off the packs for engine start. So packs 1, 2, and 3 are off. And let's go ahead and call the pushback truck. Pushback, start push.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
All right, we're going to come here and...
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Understood.
American
Okay.
1600, sir.
American 1670.
All right. So we are now ready, and we're going to be taxiing to runway 5 right for departure. I believe runway 5 right is... where is runway 5 right? So if we look here, guys, look at this. It's beautiful. I do like X-Plane 12 a lot, and I think this is our runway 5 left. So where is 5 right? Is this 5 right? That is indeed 5 right. Okay.
Ground Delta 1972 Gate 3. We are ready to push back, and we're going to need runway 25.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed, and we're ready to connect.
All right, looks like there are some open doors. So let's head here and close the doors. We can disconnect the GPU, we can remove the chocks, and we're good to go.
Delta 1972.
Yeah, all's looking good. Perfect.
Approved.
Ready to push runway 25.
I really like the texture work. It's not, again, it's not the highest fidelity possible, but it does look very good. I think SSG's done a really good job with the texturing over the years to get it to this level. There's a new version of Better Pushback available for X-Plane 12. I haven't downloaded the new one, but thanks Brent for both being a very loyal member at the channel here, and for your support and for the tip. I'll be sure to get the latest download. All right, let's release the parking brake.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
All right, and we have clearance to start our engines as well. Packs are off, and let's go ahead and start with the engine number 4. Right here, engine number 4. And we should see the, you can see the engine spooling now. Engine number 4 is spooling. Excellent.
United 1097, taxi to hold it.
Just look at this beautiful aircraft. Yeah, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. All right, let's bring up the fuel. And we're going to just say stop pushback. Plug in, better pushback, stop push. There we go. Doesn't look like it wants to stop. Do it again. Right, we have the engine starting now.
Grommet 7609, ready to go for the push again if you can get us up.
Alright, let me see if we can just...
Okay, push for thanks, 7609.
Delta's 1960, will you be ready over there?
Alright, I think we need to kill better pushback.
Crossborn Juliet, monitor town.
We go to plugins here. And we can go to, where's better pushback? Plugin admin, better pushback. All right. All right, we killed it. All right. In the meantime, we can now start engine number 1. So engine number 1 is now spooling.
Ground up 1 at Southwest 2156, ready for taxi.
Perfect. And in the meantime, we can go and grab the altimeter. So the current weather at Taipei is 060, 14 knot wind, few clouds at 1200, broken clouds at 1800, broken again at 2500. Current temperature is 23 and QNH is 1013. So let's change. Alright, here we go. 1013.
United 551, push approved, tail north on Kilo.
Alright, 1013 is set. And let's go ahead and give the engine number 1 some fuel. And once we have a good start on engine number 1, we're going to start engines 2 and 3 simultaneously. I think it should be fine. And yeah, everything's looking good here.
1178, runway 1 via Juliet, hold short of
This
runway
is just look how majestic. Look at those beautiful landing lights, engines. Very, very nice. Look at that. The wing views are just exceptional, and the modeling of this aircraft is actually done very, very well. Very nice indeed. Just look at those beautiful wings and those brilliant looking engines. Very, very nice indeed. All right, we have a good start on engine number 1, so we're going to start engines number 2 and 3 together. And we're just going to give him time to spool, and then we'll introduce fuel. In the meantime, we can come here and set the flaps 1, 2, and flaps 10. There we go. That's the flaps.
American 1187, American 1178, watch. Will you be ready on the other side? American 1178, stay on Juliet.
Very nice indeed. You can see the slats as well. Just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that view, guys. That's just beautiful. Hey Q8, have you made a hard landing before? Well, yeah, several. Hey Q8, are you using the honeycomb throttle? Yes, sir. Yes. Oh, Manuel, how are you, my friend? Welcome aboard. I was watching another stream, and someone said that you can use your orthos and scenery from X-Plane 11 to X-Plane 12 using symbolic link. Is that true? Yes, sir. That is true. All right. So we're going to introduce fuel for both engines 2 and 3. And as you can see, the engines are coming right up now. Bring the lights. Alright, all is looking good. What is the FMC message here? Oh, that's insufficient fuel, that's okay. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to set the display here to the legs page. And on this side, we're going to go to VNAV. That should give us climb. And it should cycle through the different phases of flight as we go along. Everything looks good now to me, and it looks like we have a good start on all 4 engines. Flaps are set. Let's go and set our the lights. Runway turn-off lights are on. Taxi lights are on. And by the way, the passenger seatbelt sign is right here. And the flight deck door is now locked. All right, so we are ready to go. And everything is looking perfect. Now in a 747, by the way, we can put the X feed on, but we'll leave it for now. And we can turn off the APU bleed. Let's turn on our packs. All right, packs are on. And let's see here. So the packs are on, everything looks good here. APU can go off, and we can turn off the APU. Excellent. And we are now ready to taxi to the runway. We have VNAV all set. And let's release parking brake. Parking brake is released. And let's go. Give it some power. Looks like the runway is on the other side. So we're just going to taxi over there, and just look at that, folks. What beautiful sight of the Queen of the Skies, the Boeing 748.
United 551, cross 4 and Mount Tower. Good day to you.
Roger, cross 4 Mountain Tower, United 551, have a great one.
I mean, this is really very, very nice looking. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that.
Southwest 1991, ready to push off 6 with hotel.
Definitely,
Good morning to you.
X-Plane 12 is definitely,
Southwest 1991.
it's improving. It's improving, guys, and I do like what I'm seeing with all the improvements, and it's getting there without a doubt. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I love the way aircraft feel in X-Plane 12. And by the way, I got the Cessna 172 NG. I just downloaded it. It's a free upgrade to X-Plane 12. So you don't have, if you already have the aircraft, it's a free upgrade. Pack, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. And it is absolutely brilliant. I just really love the 172 Cessna by Airfoil Labs. In my view, it is the best Cessna 172 for flight simulation, period. There is nothing that comes close to it in terms of the simulation, and everything is just so well done, and I absolutely love it. Just absolutely a brilliant aircraft for flight simulation. And if you want to really enjoy a Cessna experience, I highly recommend the Airfoil Labs Cessna 172 NG by Airfoil Labs. Yeah. There's some wing views for you guys as we taxi down the taxiway to runway 5 right here at Taipei International Airport. Just look at that wing. Beautiful. Alright, let's not. That is very reminiscent of X-Plane 11 right there. Yeah, that United 74-400. I mean, really, Laminar has done a good job in this version. I mean, if you look again at the trees, I mean, yes, it is not Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's not as beautiful as, but it's still very believable. Still, in my view, it's pretty good. It's not bad.
Pushback's approved, and just let me know when you're ready for the reposition. And just confirm you're going to gate 21. That is,
guys, look at that. What a beautiful looking aircraft.
Okay. Southwest 1991, cross 4 Mount Tower.
Clear cross 4, Charlie.
Alright, here's our runway. And we're going to turn on the auto throttle. And we are also going to turn our landing lights. All the landing lights and strobe lights, wing lights can go on as well. Brilliant. And that's the turn. We're going to go all the way to the end to make the turn there and get ready for departure.
Yeah, we pushed back and we're ready to reposition.
The wings are definitely flexing. You will see that probably as we depart. Maybe we'll do a replay of the takeoff as well. I don't know if you guys want to do that. We can definitely do that. But the wings definitely do flex. You'll most than likely see it when we land at Hong Kong. But yeah, they do flex and they do it quite nicely as well.
Cessna American 466 gate 45, ready for police.
466 this morning, man. We pushed the through tail off on kilo. Do not block.
We will not block November, American 466.
Look at those beautiful wings. I love the nose of the 747.
Good morning, Ronnie. Last maintenance.
Yeah, I believe it was the last maintenance.
All right, we are at runway 05 right and cleared for takeoff. Let's go. And Toga.
Ground Delta maintenance 5.
80 knots.
Check.
Delta maintenance 5, have a good morning, sir.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Good morning, Southwest 12.
Look at that beautiful view, guys. That's the wing flags for you guys who are wanting to check it out. All right, let's get things getting too carried away there with the external views. All right, let's get things back on track here. Speed check. Flaps 5. What a beautiful departure here out of Taiwan. Speed check. And flaps up.
Ground your pushback is approved. Channel 1 kilo.
And let's go to Command A. Autopilot is engaged. We're going to increase the range here. And that's our sit out of Taiwan. Continue our climb.
Ground Richard.
I'm sorry, 4702, very well. Your pushback is approved. Spot number 6.
Haley Alley, spot 6, Richard 4702.
Needs some wing condensation in Microsoft Flight Simulator, without a doubt. I love X-Plane too.
27, Roger.
I still prepare X-Plane for the feel of flying through the air too. I log way more time on X-Plane than MSFS. I think I probably share the same, guys. I've been logging a lot more time with... Hey, Banana, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Thanks for your support, I appreciate it. That Toga DA engine sound though, yeah, it is, the engine sounds are pretty good. And this here, ladies and gentlemen, so if we look here at this scene right here and the clouds as we go through the clouds, that's actually pretty nice. And I think it's quite immersive if you ask me. Let's take a look here at the outside real quick.
American 2160, transition over to Juliet now, and we'll take Juliet short.
What beautiful looking engines they are on the 748. Nice wing flex. There's something wrong, it looks like, with the, you see guys that here? So it looks like this needs correcting. This doesn't look right. So that's probably something that needs fixing. See, this line here doesn't align with this line. So that is something that probably needs, it's on the default as well, on the default liveries as well. So that's something needs fixing, I think. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good. We're approaching 10,000 feet, so we're going to come here and turn off the landing lights. Outbound, runway turn off lights, taxi lights, beacon can stay, and nav can stay, wing lights can go off. and everything is looking good. Yeah.
647, hold short of both runways, monitor 118.6 device.
X-plane flight dynamics are better than MSFS, but MS is getting better. Yes, MSFS is definitely getting better, especially the ground handling. It has improved significantly. So I am definitely enjoying both sims now. Raul Rodriguez, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Thanks for being here, sir, appreciate it. Do you have any info on the NE A310 upgrade for X-plane 12? It's not happening, Raul. Unfortunately, it's not happening. So Aviation, how does the rain effect look on the SSD? It looks exactly like Liberain, so it looks very realistic. In my view, it looks very good. And maybe once we land at Hong Kong, I can change the weather and show you guys exactly what things look like with the rain effect. Your clouds look amazing. What are your settings? My settings are available in my settings video. You can check it out. But I have everything on max except for the draw distance, 1 notch down, world objects, 1 notch down, and the anti-aliasing super sampling is it's set at 4. I can sometimes take it up to 8, but 4 is pretty good. It gives me very smooth frames and very smooth experience, so I keep it there. But other than that, everything is at the maximum setting. Alright, we continue our climb to 35,000 feet, our final cruise altitude today for the flight. And yeah, folks, thank you very much. If you are enjoying the stream, I would be very grateful if you can smash that like button for me, and also be sure to hit the bell notification button so that you are notified of the latest streams, tutorials, guides, reviews, and giveaways here on the Q8 Pilot channel. I will be very grateful if you can do that for me. How long of a flight this is? Well, let me connect here to X-plane, and if I look at the flight details, we are going to be at our destination in exactly 1 hour from now. Exactly 1 hour from now, we should arrive into Hong Kong. Bring up the terrain radar. And we'll put the weather radar on the first officer side. How about that? Right. Weather radar here. And we'll set the range as well. There we go. We're going to bring up the traffic on my side. Right, TCAS is off. Power pump. Right, there we go. TARA. And we can put 6, 0, something like that. It's fine. Yeah, everything works. So this aircraft is VATSIM IBAO friendly. If you ever want to fly on VATSIM, you can definitely do that. Or IBAO, Pilot Edge, you know, your favorite online network. It's pretty friendly there. And yeah, it actually, the SSG 747 is one of the aircraft that I would recommend personally for X-plane 12. I think it is it's in pretty good shape now. And the one thing that is extremely important for me with those add-ons is that the developer of the aircraft is very active. So he keeps on improving the aircraft, he keeps on bringing new features to it, and I think it's gotten to the stage where I can very confidently recommend this aircraft for X-plane 12 and for X-plane 11 if you're still on X-plane 11. Definitely brilliant aircraft. How do you get rid of the flickering on your X-plane 12? I have 3070, but I'm still getting a flicker with maximum settings with X-plane 12. Well, I don't know, but it looks like I haven't really done anything specific to get rid of the flickering. But I will tell you this, that with some update, with the update of Beta 7, now with X-plane, the problem has gone away. Or it has subsided. For the most part, I haven't seen it in the most recent flight. This is really nice, guys. Look at that. I wish that the developer would fix this issue, though. Here it looks like the wing here needs fixing. So, yeah. It is, by the way, still in beta. So this is still the beta version, and the Skunkcraft updater is not available for this aircraft yet. So you have to download it from the org. And please don't just move it from X-Plane 11 if you already have it. Make sure you download there's a separate, unique download for it on the org in your account. So make sure that you download that and not just copy it over from X-Plane. There is just something so majestic about the 747. Great aircraft. You know, if Joe Sutter was still alive, I think he would have been very proud to see, you know, the 747 where it has, you know, where it's been and where it is today. Although it's not in, you know, great use today, and it's pretty much phased out, except for the 748, which is mainly used for cargo flights. But I think it would have made him very proud to see where his engineering masterpiece has, how it has evolved over the years, and yeah. I'm still getting the strobing flickering in Beta 7. Oh, really, Andy? For some reason, it has subsided for me, or maybe it will come. We'll see during this flight. Does the SSG 747 have a full cabin? Yes, sir. It has a full cabin. And let's go ahead and take a look at that, since we are... By the way, I think we need to set the barrel reference to standard. All right, standard here, and... All right, set right there. Oh, let's take a look at the cabin here. Let's see here. All right. So this is the upper deck, and I think it looks okay. It's not bad. It could, you know, it could be better. It's acceptable. Not the high fidelity that, you know, you'd see, for example, on the INI A310, but it's still okay in my view. And of course, we can go all the way. This is obviously, I'm not sure if the stairs is modeled. Doesn't seem like it's modeled. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a stairs. But, you know, you have, oh, it is there. Alright, so here, we can go down here. So that's the stairs. And now we can go to the lower deck. And there you go. You have a fully modeled cabin. There, let me just make it a little faster. And it looks like this is maybe first class, business class, or that's first class right there, and this is business class. And then we can go back to economy class right there in the back. So yeah, you've got everything. You've got your stairs, you've got your passenger cabins, upper deck, lower deck, and you have your economy, business, and first classes all modeled in the cabin. There you go. Yeah, looks all right. Not too bad. Yeah, have all of it. Alright, 26,000, about 9,000 feet to go, and we are looking pretty good. Alright, here's the top of the line, as you can see. Frames are pretty good, by the way. This aircraft is not very hard on performance. It used to be, by the way, when it launched. And that was one of the reasons why I was very critical of the aircraft. Definitely, Raul. Definitely. Brilliant engineering. Absolutely. Stefan, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. I'll have to get serious about building up XB12 with the SSG 748 and possibly seeing the Felis 742 come to the sim. It has already been made compatible, so it has received the X-Plane 12 adaptations. The 74200 Classic, it works beautifully in X-Plane 12, and so does the, you know, the 748. I'm excited to see that Just Flight is bringing the 74 Classics to MSFS. Flying old birds like that is just a magical experience. It is indeed a magical experience. It is something I really like a lot. It's, you know, it gives you a lot of appreciation for, you know, the good old days and how aviation has progressed over the years to where it is today. both in terms of the technology advancement and advancement of the actual aircraft, and as an industry, how it used to be operated in the past and how it is today. There's just a massive, huge difference. And again, all evidence of human progress and the absolute brilliance of the human mind. Yeah, we are about 5,000 feet. Now this scene actually, let me switch to Australia. This actually, I don't like the clouds so much, but overall I think it was okay. Again, some strange things happening there, but overall, it's pretty good. Here's a nice wing view for you guys. I love the engines. Those engines are wow. Just look at that.
Ground Vic, Skillet 644, approach 111.
Hello, Grid 64, nice to have you.
Right, Bravo, 9
Alright, that's up of climb, 5,000 and 4,000, 4 more thousand feet, and we're there. Yeah, I think the Fearless is compatible. I've ran it, it works fine, and I think I read that it is compatible with X-Plane 12. SSG is not the best of developers, but they listen to the community feedback when it comes to the 747. Indeed, indeed. And I will tell you one thing, guys. The developer of the SSG 747 has reached out to me several times. And, he was a little bit, in the beginning when he first approached me, because I was very critical of the aircraft, and so he was a little bit upset that, I said that the aircraft wasn't worth its price and all of that. And he explained to me how actually the pricing of these add-ons work. And there's a lot in the background that we don't know about. So, for example, one of the things that this aircraft uses is the, let me see if I can bring it here, the Dream engine. And this is used for the sounds, all right? So actually, in order for SSG to use this Dream engine add-on, they have to pay a license fee to Dream engine, right? So that is factored into the price of the aircraft. So that's one thing that is there. And obviously you guys know that the aircraft is sold on the X-Plane Org store. And so the X-Plane Org store actually also takes a cut from the sale amount. So that is another hit for the developer. So now he has to account for all the licenses. SASL is another thing that developers have to pay for the license. So if you add up all the licenses that they have to pay in order to support their add-ons, and to calculate also the X-Plane Org fee or percentage that they take off the gross sales, they're actually left with very little, and they need proper compensation for their work. So when he explained to me that, I was very clear with him, and I said I will not tell the community that I do understand. I told him that I do and fully respect the way that you've set this up, and I'm sure that you've done it in a way that makes business sense to you. But I am not going to tell the community that this add-on is worth the money unless it is worth the money. And I told him that the textures, to begin with, of the cockpit are terrible. And I will not recommend it to the community unless I see an improvement. And I was very open with him that, if you make those improvements, I promise you that I will make another video, another review of the aircraft to the community, and I will let them know exactly what I feel. And that exactly is what happened with this aircraft. Is the developer was very responsive, and he took the criticism, in a very positive way, which made me even like SSG more, because I know that now this add-on there is a developer who's very committed to this project. He is very attentive to what the community says, and that to me is very important with these add-ons. And so actually, one of the things that you guys probably I don't talk about much when I do reviews of my videos or the add-ons, payware add-ons, which by the way, for the most part, I pay the full price for. And I paid the full price for the SSG 747, but the developer has on several occasions given me the betas to test out. One of the things I don't normally talk about a lot is the support of the developers themselves, and that is something that influences also my reviews. So if I know the developer is very good in support, he gets marks for that. And if I know that they're not good, then they do not get the marks. And for those of you who, of course, a lot of you guys already know this, but for those of you who are new to the channel, I'll tell you this. I have a separate account, a separate email address that is not indicative of who I am. It's fly something 12345 at hotmail.com. And that I purchased some add-ons with that email just so that I can send emails to the developers or the org store or X Aviation or whoever is supporting an add-on, and I send them an email with a question about the aircraft just to assess how responsive they are, because I know if I send them as QA pilot, I know they'll probably respond. I know that they'll be very courteous because they know who I am. So I have like this anonymous email address I use for part of my reviews so that I can come and report back to the community. And I normally don't bash anyone, but I am very careful when I do the reviews. If the support is not good from the developer, then they get marks off. And sometimes people ask me, well, you've rated everything very good, so why did you knock off like 3 points? And the reason is more than likely that I've sent a support email from my anonymous email address to the developer and I've gotten no response, or that they were not very friendly, and I don't want you guys to suffer. I don't want to tell you to go and buy an add-on and have a problem with it and then don't get the support from the developer. So I thought that was very important for me to tell you. But the SSG group, the development group at SSG, are absolutely brilliant with support. They are very friendly. They are very cordial. They take criticism very well. Excellent add-on, really. By all means, an excellent add-on to have for X-Plane. Yeah, it is not study level. It's not the PMDG quality spec, but I think this is a decent 747 that is very resemblant of the aircraft. You get to enjoy flying, the Queen of the Skies in X-Plane with, reasonable amount of fidelity and immersion. So if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence on buying this aircraft, I definitely recommend it, and it receives the QA pilot seal of approval. I'd probably give it a score of 7 out of 10 where it stands today, but definitely approved by the channel. Well, thank you very much, Rand. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I make free open source plugins and aircraft for X-Plane. Even so, I don't begrudge commercial developers. They will set the price at what they think it will sell best at. Yeah, absolutely. Do you agree the sound need improvement? Absolutely. The sound is terrible on this aircraft. The engine sounds are acceptable, I will say. But the cockpit sounds are just really bad, really bad. I just don't like them whatsoever. They definitely need to improve. There is a Mango Studio sound pack. It doesn't really do much. It's quite expensive too, so I don't recommend it. But it does help a little bit with the switch sounds there. Because they're just, to me, they kill the immersion, to be honest. But if you can look beyond them, it's a really enjoyable aircraft to fly. and it's got this feel of a really big aircraft. So yeah. And by the way, I'll be working on a video for you guys during this weekend. Gulshan Kumar, welcome aboard, my friend. I'm doing very well. I hope you are the same, and thank you for your continued support here at the channel. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. Edge Flops, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. I hope they can ease with the license. It's a niche market. Yeah, it is a niche market. What do you think of the Fearless to the Tula 154 now being free? Well, I mean, it's a good aircraft. It's a study level aircraft, I must say, but it's very complex. So it's definitely not for everyone. But yeah, it's a good one. It's a good aircraft. Mr. Farkas, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Sadly, the production of the 747 will stop soon. That is very, very unfortunate. And yeah, it will dishearten me to see that happen. And the same thing, by the way, goes to the A380. One of the most favorite aircraft amongst passengers. The A380 is also on its way to a timely demise, and it will very soon, the production will very soon stop, unless, of course, Emirates has, by the way, they rely heavily on the A380, and they were able to create routes that are not flown by other airlines with the A380. They made a lot of money on those routes, so I'm not sure how their business model is going to work, because their business model of Emirates is actually based on the A380. So if it's gone, I'm not sure what they're going to do. Maybe they'll shut down, I don't know. But yeah, it remains to be seen what's going to happen for Emirates with the stop of the production. Raul, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us here. The 747 will stop this month. Oh, that's really disheartening. I'm very sorry to hear that. Do you like flying the Fearless? Absolutely, Raul. The Fearless 742 Classic is just a brilliant aircraft. It's a very, very nice aircraft to fly. Very immersive, beautiful sounds. Just really a brilliant aircraft. Alright, let's go to VNAV here. Top of descent in 162 nautical miles, so we still have a little bit more time to chit-chat here about flight simulation and aviation. Atlas Air is getting the last 7478F. Oh, that's disheartening. I'm thinking of purchasing it. Well, Raul, I'll tell you what, if you can look beyond the sounds of this aircraft, it's actually a good buy. I would recommend it. It's a good investment. It's a lot of fun to fly, and it feels, you know, you get this feeling of flying a very heavy aircraft with the 7.4 by SSG. Good aircraft overall, texturing as well. As you've seen, there are some issues with the wing textures, which I hope the developer would fix. But overall, it's a very good aircraft. They really improved the texturing. I mean, look at the overhead panel. I mean, this looks... Here, let me show you one view. Where's that one view? I get the order. This one here. So, I mean, if you look at this, this is actually... It looks very much like, you know, the 747. Nice texturing overall. Very believable. In terms of how a 747 looks. And of course, most of us have seen, you know, the PMDG. And of course, this is nowhere near PMDG in terms of the quality. But it's pretty good. It's a decent aircraft for X-Plane 12 and X-Plane 11. The feel... by the way, Raul, you will not regret getting the Fearless 74200. I can promise you that you will absolutely love it. By the way, folks, I was wondering if you'd like me to fly the X-Crafts Embraer. If that's something you'd like me to do, please do let me know in chat, and I'll be more than happy to, you know, create tutorials, or if you want me to live stream them, I'm more than happy to do that. Right.
Target 52 Echo and Sierra 2, cross runway 24, after crossing to the height of the kilometer. Cross runway 24 and Sierra 2, after cross, right on Bravo, Castle 5 kilometers.
I'm creating a poll for you guys, analog. So that's why I'm a bit quiet. Let's see.
Adaptations 08, hello, and Alpha 8, turn left, Alpha 6, 10, Charlie 1.
All right, here we go. And let's help me pick your next aircraft. Yes, please. All right, that's great. All right. I thought that you guys would like to see that aircraft, but yeah, I'll just run the poll here. So the X-Craft Embraer is actually very, very nice, guys. It's very immersive. The sounds, the textures are done very well, and the Tektron FMC is also done very well in my view. So it's an aircraft that's definitely worth a look. It has been brought to a compatible state with X-Plane 12. So yeah, if you want me to do it, I'm more than happy to do it. And the MD-11, of course, something again we can do. I've done quite a bit of the MD-11, but you know, if that's what you guys want to do, again, I will do what you guys want me to do. But the X-Craft range of aircraft, in my view, is excellent, and I think it's somehow, you know, it's probably underrated a little bit. I don't think, you know, you see that many flights with those aircraft, but I think it's pretty good. Very, very immersive aircraft in terms of its sounds, textures. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, a little on our flight. We are cruising at 35,000 feet, and if we look here, yeah, that's the top of descent there. So the top of descent is now in 122 nautical miles, so we're not that far. Getting pretty close now to our destination. Here's a look at the outside view. Those clouds are pretty funny. As they're shaped. I just love this aircraft. Beautiful, iconic 747.
Target X52 Echo, contact tower 313 so goodbye. 135 110, bye, Carlos 52 Echo.
And I want to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Elaine83 for becoming a member here at the Kuwait Pilot channel. And we also want to welcome Neil. Both Neil and Elaine just became subscribers at the Kuwait Pilot channel. So welcome aboard, guys, and thank you very much for being subscribers and followers of the channel. Appreciate your support. Alright, we're going to set up for our approach into Hong Kong International Airport. So we're going to come down here to the FMC. We're going to go to the approach reference. And as you can see, we have the ILS. Now, we don't need to do anything. The ILS will be automatically picked up and set by the aircraft flight management computer. We're going to set our flaps and speed. Flaps 30, VREF, we're going to add 5 knots, so 150. So we're going to say 30 for flaps and 150 for our final approach speed. And I think you can't do that there. There we go. We can't, so why can't we do that? Let's say 150. Can we do that? Alright, so let's try 30. And 150. Will that work? Yeah, that works. Okay, so 30, 150, that's going to be our approach speed. Everything else here looks good. And the top of descent is in about 100 nautical miles now. So we're getting pretty close to Hong Kong. It's been fun, really flying the aircraft. I think it's a pretty good aircraft. And so far, it looks like most of you want the MD-11 still, still at the very top at 34%. So if you guys are interested in the Embraer, make sure you vote for it. And by all means, make sure you vote. It helps me even prioritize, the next flight, the next stream. No, definitely the A330 will not work in X-Plane 11 for sure. But I am going to do, by the way, a flight on the A330. Well, look, guys, it's the flagship of Laminar's X-Plane 12. We have to do a flight aboard that aircraft, and I'll tell you, I'm actually impressed with the default aircraft in X-Plane 12. They are very well modeled, for the most part, all of them. So they've spent some time really building nice textures for those default aircraft, and they sound very nice. The sounds are done very, very well, and each aircraft has very unique flight characteristics, and those characteristics is something that you can actually feel right off the bat when you fly those default aircraft in X-Plane 12. And so I do appreciate the fact that they've spent some time really with their default fleet of aircraft. One of my favorites happens to be the Piper Cup in X-Plane 12, and I do also like a lot the Beach Baron, especially after the Reality Expansion Pack has released, and it actually is a very immersive aircraft now with the Reality Expansion Pack. But by default, just all the default aircraft are very well made, I think. Right, the race continues for our next stream, and I can still see most of you guys liking the MD-11. Come on, guys, Embraer. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably do both, but I just want to know what you guys want me to do next. So those are the two top boats right now, the Embraer and the MD-11. Leonardo, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. And we have also Quantumac. Welcome aboard. X-Plane 12 needs some major optimization in VR. Yes, I do agree there, and hopefully it will be. It will receive those optimizations. Leonardo says, I'm a little bit sad with X-Plane 12. Seem they're same as X-Plane 11. It's actually not like X-Plane 11, just with water, ground textures, and better clouds. For now, I'm on MSFS. Oh God, SSG. Hey Harry, how are you doing, my friend? Thanks very much for your support. Look, X-Plane 12 has changed considerably from X-Plane 11. For one, the flight model is different. Okay, so if you were concerned with flight model and realism, it has changed from X-Plane 11. The entire mesh, or not the mesh, but all the airports, all the default airports have new artwork that has changed. They've introduced seasons. That's brand new, and it's not like X-Plane 11. And they've done seasons actually very well, in my view. You've got a range of aircraft that are brand new for X-Plane 12. The ATC has been improved considerably in this version. Volumetric clouds, 3D, again, surface refractions, that's, wetness, so that is simulated. The rain effect has been improved. The weather, the meteorological representation has definitely improved considerably in this version of X-Plane. So the sim is still in early access, so some of the things may not look very good right now, but overall I think they've done a very good job with this version, and it does qualify as a brand new version. A lot of people just come and say it's just like X-Plane 11, and I think you don't really understand what has changed in this version if you say that. And I think a lot has changed, and this is really a very promising, platform that I am very sure that with time it's going to improve. So just give it some time, guys, and be patient, and I'm sure that it's going to be very pleasing in the months to come. You compare, let's see. I'm waiting on X-Plane 12, but I do intend to get it. I want them to get a good optimization. Yeah, I mean, they do need to optimize it for sure. Performance is one of the big issues. Is it ready? Is it ready to switch from... well, I'll tell you guys one thing. On the day X-Plane 12 released, I removed X-Plane 11 from my PC completely. I deleted everything. So there you go. So I'm exclusively flying X-Plane 12. There's no more X-Plane 11 on the channel, and of course MSFS. And I'm going to be bringing a little bit more content for those of you who like aviation in general. So there's something coming as well, and I'll be trying to focus also in the days to come on other software. So there is quite a bit of software for us aviation lovers. That are other than Microsoft's Flight Simulator, DCS, and X-Plane, which I think is worth looking at. So I'm going to be bringing some of that content to the channel in the very near future. I'm still behind on a few items that developers have given me to test out and showcase on the channel. One of them is the hot air balloon for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which High Performance Group has graciously provided me a copy with. But I saw already so many of those videos coming out, and I have been extremely busy with work, and I sort of follow a certain schedule with the streams, so hence I haven't really gotten around to it yet. But hopefully very soon. LNAV now, follow the sun. Yeah. Hello Abdullah, welcome aboard my friend, glad to have you with us. This game is not better than Aerofly FS4. Abdullah, this is not a game, it is a flight simulator, so it's very different from... I don't classify it as a game for sure, that's one. And it does not compare to FS4. Aerofly FS4 is a game, this one is not. And Aerofly FS4 is very basic. It's okay for kids. My son likes Aerofly FS. It's good for them. It's good for him. Not very difficult, to learn. But it's by no means, a simulator where you can enjoy realism. Yeah. All right. So we are coming up to top of descent, and let me just come down here to the Mukdu, to the FMC. And if we look here, we are 36 nautical miles, so this is a good time to reset the MCP altitude. And if we go to the next page, there are a few restrictions. That's the runway 1700. We have one restriction and then 16. So 1600 is actually the initial approach altitude. So I'm going to set this to 1700, and that would be our... that would be the restriction. So there is one restriction at 1700. So let's go ahead and reset the... let me just use the mouse here. Probably easier and faster. That's 16, that's 1700. All right, there we go. MCP altitude is set. You can see that the top of descent is now shown here on the display. And we're pretty close now, and we will begin our descent shortly towards our destination, which is today Hong Kong International, for those of you just joining us here on the stream. I consider VTOL VR a game, but I enjoy it too. XB is more of a simulator, but since I use it for entertainment, I can see the term game as well. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be specific, it's not a game. There is no aspect of a game in it. But yeah, I mean, I do follow your drift there. I agree with you on Aerofly FS4, fun but not quite a simulator. That is exactly right. Yeah, it's got some nice aircraft. It's got, you know, if you really like the A380, they've got an A380. I believe it's a DLC. But yeah, if you like the A380, then Aerofly FS4, and maybe we'll review it here on the channel and take a look. Igor Makarov has just become a subscriber of the Q8 Pilot channel. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. And just for you guys to know, can we see the outside of the plane? Yeah, I think we've shown a lot of the outside today. Here's the outside of this beautiful Boeing 747-8 and the Cathay Pacific delivery, which is delivering in 5 Stroke majestic. Top of descent. Based on my experimentation with the aircraft, it actually does the calculation for top of climb and top of descent very well, and it manages LNAV and VNAV very well, manages the speeds very well. Sometimes in some situations it may be off, but overall it does very well. Captures ILS beautifully. I haven't tried an auto land, but overall I think it's a pretty good in terms of the autopilot system, I think it's pretty much spot on. A little outside, we can hear you so loud, so real. Are you a real pilot, Q8 pilot? No, I'm not a real pilot. I have flown many GA aircraft in real life. Mainly Pipers, Cessnas, but I'm not a commercial pilot, no. Just a quick update on the poll, guys. I still have the MD-11 being the top choice for you guys, and the Embraer is trailing in second position with, in third place so far, the Cessna 172NG. So if you haven't already voted, please go ahead and cast your vote for our next stream. It really helps me organize and prioritize the content on the channel to meet your expectations. DCS has a much better weapons system, avionics, and damage system. Well, DCS is a combat simulator, so it is very different from X-Plane. I don't think X-Plane is, although it's got pretty good weapons system, but it's not a combat simulator. And ladies and gentlemen, we have now just begun the descent towards our destination, which is Hong Kong International Airport, or ICO code Victor Hotel Hotel Hotel. And let me tell you what the weather is like as we approach our destination. So we have 050 10 knot wind. That's going to be pretty rough. We have few clouds at 3,000 feet. The current temperature is 26 Celsius, and QNH is 1012. No significant change in the next couple of hours, so we can expect a pretty rough landing into Hong Kong. But nonetheless, we should be able. It's a pretty big aircraft, So it's kind of forgiving. The 747 is a little bit, I find it a little bit to be more forgiving than, for example, the Airbus A319, which is, you know, in extreme weather conditions can get very, very tricky to land and to take off, by the way. Yeah. He's from Kuwait, I think. I am from Kuwait, yeah. I am definitely from Kuwait. Was very happy to see Captain Canada fly to Kuwait the other day. He did a flight from Dubai to Kuwait. It was pretty cool watching him flying to, you know, my home country. It's always nice to see that on, you know, on streams, the other streamers, you know, flying to their home country. And now I understand, you know, why a lot of people want me to fly, you know, to their home countries. And it's just there's something about it. I felt exactly the same way when Captain Canada flew to it. I like Captain Canada. I think he's a very honest man, and he creates some good content. So I do like his streams a lot. He's a very honest person, and he will just speak his mind. And I think he's an asset to the community. So yeah, I do like the streams a lot. I'm sorry, Abdullah, the channel, the allowed language is English only on the channel, so I do apologize. So it's kind of late in Kuwait, 10:25 p.m. I guess Kuwait is night owl. I am sort of a night owl, and that is the correct time in Kuwait. It's 10:26. I do. You know, I used to go to bed very early, and I used to be very particular about my, you know, sleeping habits. But lately, because I have been creating content, and the best time according to, you know, the software I use, the best time is 9 p.m. to stream or to post videos. So I have adjusted my sleeping time to those times, and it would be the only time that I can actually stream for you guys. So yeah. Yeah, the 747 is going to disappear, unfortunately. And we are down to 26,000 feet. And now, ladies and gentlemen, and approaching Hong Kong International. Should be an interesting approach, by the way, into Hong Kong. It's a beautiful approach into Hong Kong because the airport is surrounded by water, so it looks very, very nice indeed. I do like the lighting in X-Plane 12, without a doubt. It's fantastic, and I just hope that they'll fix the clouds and they'll make improvements. The good thing is, you know, we do have volumetric clouds now. They have to, you know, figure out and make them look better. So far, no flickering, so I'm pretty happy about that. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to jinx this, so just wait a little bit and see what happens as we approach our destination. When you're coming to America? Well, Manuel, I am definitely going to be in the U.S. in June 2023 for the Flight Sim Conference. I will be a sponsor of the event as well, so I am definitely going to be there, and I will more than likely be with someone else. I'm not going to disclose now because nothing is finalized, but yeah, I might be with you know, someone else as well during the Flight Sim Congress, but we'll leave that for time. Once it is confirmed, I will make a formal announcement as to you know, who is going to be coming with Kuwait Pilot, but I will more than likely also have my own booth there, and I'll probably set up some merch for you guys. I'll see. I don't have the details again, but that's the plan. What is it known as He's a colloquial speaker. Yeah, pretty much. You know, Rand, when you said colloquial speaker, you reminded me of, you know, of a good friend of mine who unfortunately is no longer with us. He's passed away. But my friend Steve used to, you know, we used to sit and we used to talk, and he used to use a lot of, you know, idioms. And I used to say, well, wait, stop there and tell me, what does this mean? And I remember one time, you know, I'm very familiar with the term the whole 9 yards, right? So the whole 9 yards. I know what that means, like the full thing. And, you know, we were sitting one time and we were reminiscing about, you know, our past experiences and when we were young. And then he said, yeah, you know, it's the whole shebang. And I said, what? What is that? He said, you know, the whole shebang, the whole kit and caboodle. And I said, well, you have to stop and repeat them. And I, you know, when I first went to the States, I used to write everything down because I was so interested in learning, you know, the language and really becoming good at it. And so, you know, I started, you know, jotting everything down. And that's actually the exact word that you used when I asked him. He said, this is colloquial. This is colloquial English. Colloquial US of A type of, you know, words. You will not hear them anywhere else. So, so yeah, it was. Yeah, you just reminded me of that. Yeah, it does have. It has no rule. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm not in America, Abdullah. I'm in Kuwait. I'm not in America right now. It is definitely, yeah. English. I think all languages have been influenced by, you know, either previous rule or previous, you know, occupations or wars or things like that. Or sometimes, you know, marriage. So when, you know, a king of a country or, you know, starts marrying from another country and, you know, they start bringing, you know, their culture into it. A very good example, for example, the word algebra it comes from the Arabic word al-jabr in mathematics. And algebra is actually an Arabic word. So, and it's widely used because the person who, you know, came up with the concept was, I think, from this part of the world, and the word just stuck in. So let's take a look here. We do have a message here. It says FMC message. So what is this? Drag required. All right. Let's put the flight detail. All right, we're now down to 15,000 feet. So 1012 is let's see here, 1012. Right, it's set 14,000, and we are going to go down to 1,700 feet, which is one of the restrictions. We are still looking good, 13,000. We are at 14. So that's good. We're looking okay there in terms of altitude. Let's go ahead and set up the aircraft here real quick. We're going to set the auto brakes to number 2. And let's put this back on VNAV. And let's see here. Everything here is good for the time being until we reach about 10,000 feet. But I think you guys can now see the beautiful cockpit here in this SSG. All right, we can now extend the speed brake. Let's reduce our speed. Go. It looks like 280 knots or so. Right, here we go. That's good. And we are looking good. Perfect. Did you notice the vibration on the dashboard? Is that normal? So the vibration is more than likely an effect of FS Realistic, or not FS Realistic, XP Realistic, which I'm using in this video, or in this live stream, beg your pardon, so hence the vibration. Normally what you should do when you're using XP Realistic or any head shake add-on is to disable it in certain views. So for example, in this view, here we shouldn't have it. So if you go to X camera, you see I have it none, but I think it might be enabled. No, still none here. And actually this one here, we should use it.
Camera
Right?
is saved.
And then we have this view here. Well, we can use it here as well.
Camera is saved.
Yeah, there we go. All right. We'll do some replays of our landing as well once we arrive. We are down to 12,000 feet. We are looking good. Our altitude is good. Everything else looking pretty by the book. So we're looking pretty good for our approach and landing into Hong Kong International Airport. And nickel is 5 cents, a dime is 10. Oh yeah. We don't have nickels where I live. Oh. You say you were in America a long time, but you have a British accent. British accent? Really? Well, I don't know, but I know that the British accent is very different. My kids speak with a British accent. So, for example, you know, they'll say like toiga as opposed to tiger, right? So the toiga, you know, it's pretty funny for me to hear them speak that way because I'm not accustomed to the British accent. But yeah, you could be right. I mean, it's probably a mix of so many things. You know, I've acquired, you know, the accent from talking to so many people. So it's probably a mix of everything. All right, we're approaching 10,000 feet, and we are going to turn on our landing lights, all of our landing lights and runway turn-off lights, the taxi lights and the wing lights, and we are now getting ready. We're also decreasing our speed to 250 knots, which is the maximum allowable speed below 10,000 feet. We are getting pretty close to our destination, as you can see, and there is a beautiful sight ahead of us here of Hong Kong. Looks like there's a little bit of a flicker there, not so bad, but there is definitely a flicker. And here is, ladies and gentlemen, the SSG Boeing 747 in Old Explorer. Yeah. Looking good. And we're down to 10,000 feet now, 250 knots. That's the turn here, as you can see. And by the way, we can, you know, go to vertical speed and start reducing our speed and the rate of descent as well. But I'll leave it for now until we at least pass this waypoint here, which is which one here? Guava. Once we pass Guava, maybe I will use vertical speed and you know, manage the speed manually here. But we're looking okay. Restrictions are followed religiously by the SSG, so we're looking good. I don't like how those clouds look. They look highly unrealistic. But again, this is one of the known issues in X-Plane 12, still early access. And we have Laminar are aware of this, and they are going to work on it in the days to come. 900,000 or 1,700 feet, 240 knots. We are looking good, ladies and gentlemen. That's a southern accent. Yeah, probably, more than likely. QA's English is just as good as any native speaker I have heard. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Do you recommend this aircraft? Yes, sir. Dark, I do recommend this aircraft. I think it brings a lot of enjoyment to your flying experience in X-Plane. 12 and X-Plane 11. But I'm going to tell you where this aircraft needs work. One, it needs work in the sounds department, without a doubt. I would like to see the EFB. I'd like to see Navigraph integration here, which it doesn't have. So it does have the, or maybe they can bring avitab integration, but I really want like an integration with Navigraph. I definitely wish to see SimBrief integration within this aircraft. I mean, those are given things now, and you have to have them in any brand new add-on today. So those integrations need to be brought to the aircraft. They're not there. So with that, for the asking price of the aircraft and for what the aircraft does, being the only, the only 748 for X-Plane, it's very decent. I do recommend it. It's good value for money, without a doubt. There is a sound pack that you can elect to purchase, but I don't recommend actually the sound pack for this aircraft by Mango Studios, I believe. It's not a very good pack. Not worth the money in my view. But other than that, it's a good aircraft. Yeah. All right. We're going to decrease or zoom in here, the range, so we can see what we're doing here. I think in terms of altitude, we're still looking good. 250 knots. By the way, the final approach speed is 150 knots. If we look here, so let me just go real quick here. 150. That's the final flap and speed setting. ILS for 07 right is 109.3 with a 07 degree for the course, and those will be automatically set and managed by the flight management computer, so we don't really have to do anything there. And yeah, we continue our descent, looking good there on our approach to Hong Kong International Airport. Well, I'm from Chile and speak Spanish, been in England for over 35 years, and you have a better accent than me. Well, German, thank you very much. Thank you. What can I say? Thank you very much. I think the flickers are still there, guys. Yeah, I can see them now here. They're not as bad as the previous beta, but they're definitely there. I can see them there. Right, we're looking good. Let's take a look at the outside here. What is the sights of the 747? You can see the condensation here, wing condensation here as we approach our destination. By the way, the airport is right behind the mountains there, so we're going to make a turn and come back. And the airport should be somewhere there. And we're looking good. Yeah. We're almost there. I think that's the runway there. And if I look here at the legs page, let's see, I think we need to probably start reducing our speed. So here's what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to go to vertical speed. And I'm going to set our rate of descent to 1,000 feet per minute. And I'm going to reduce our speed to 220 knots. There we go, 220. Right, we're going to begin now reducing our speed as we approach, because this is, by the way, the runway's right here, so we want to make sure that we are at the right speed on final approach to the runway, and hopefully we'll butter the landing, but we'll see what happens. Again, you're more than welcome to give me your predictions. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll now. You guys can see the results of how you voted for what you'd like to see in the next stream. And here are the results. The MD-11 has come on top, 182 votes. The MD-11 is at 44%, so I will be brushing up on my MD-11 flying in the coming days in preparation for the stream. I am going to be creating a couple of videos for you guys for some of the recent add-ons released for X-Plane 12 and Microsoft Flight Simulator. So if you haven't already done so, click on that like button and like the stream, and make sure you hit the bell notification button so that you are notified of the latest streams, giveaways, guides, tutorials, and reviews here on the channel. I'd be very grateful for that. Same with the 707. Need to turn the warning to get the passengers back on their seats. I believe we never turned it off, so I think it's still on. Yeah, it's on auto actually. So the minute we have flaps, then you know we're good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and reduce our speed now to 180 knots. There we go, 180 knots. Speed check and flaps 5. There we go. And now we are reducing our speed, as you can see here, and we're actually pretty close now. There is an FMC message that keeps coming and going. It says traffic. Is it saying traffic? Where's the traffic coming from? Huh. That's really strange. I'm not sure where the traffic is coming from, but yeah, it's complaining about traffic. Alright, everything is set for our landing. And I'm going to change the time just a little bit. Here, let's take a look. Wow, that's beautiful. Just look at that. What a majestic looking aircraft. Look at that. Alright, we keep slowing down. And this is the, we're going to intercept the ILS pretty soon. We continue to decelerate and descend to 1,700 feet, which is our final, or the initial approach altitude. And the final speed is going to be 150. So I'm going to, in X-Plane 12, when you hit the approach, it kind of immediately turns towards the, now we can see the glide slope needle here. So we're looking good. We're going to continue just a little bit, and then we're going to engage the approach button. We can see the glide slope there. So we're looking good. And we are going to reduce our speed to 170 knots, and speed check laps 10. That will help us reduce our speed a little faster. We're looking good. And the airport is somewhere right there. I think there are some clouds there as indicated in the SimBrief flight plan according to the weather report. There are some clouds there at a low altitude. So we do have a few clouds at 3,000. So yeah, but should be okay. All right, I think we are close enough now. If we decrease the range a little bit, let's go ahead and engage the approach button now. So if we come here and say approach, excellent, and we should now intercept the localizer. We're looking good. You can see the rain effect now. For those of you who wanted to see the rain, looks like it's raining here. So let's go ahead and turn on the wiper, which I have no clue where it is. It's probably somewhere here. No, it's not. Yeah, that is the wiper indeed. We'll leave it on low. There we go. We have the runway in sight. We should have another one here. There we go. Doesn't do much. I think it, it blocks my view more than anything. So we'll just leave it there. Alright, now we can see the needle coming down, the glide slope needle. We are on the localizer, on the glide slope. This is the rain effect for those of you who were asking about the rain effect. We can see the glide slope needle now moving down. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce our speed to 160 knots. Speed check. And we're going to go to flaps 20. We're going to select gear down. Right, here we go. And here's the gear coming down, ladies and gentlemen. And we are now looking very good. And we're going to go to 150 knots, which is our final speed. Speed check. Laps 30. Right, looking good. Wow, this is a beautiful approach into Hong Kong International. Right, at this point we're going to go ahead and disconnect the auto throttle and the autopilot. My aircraft. We're a bit too high. Very high.
300. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And welcome to Hong Kong International Airport, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and set the reverse. And we'll take a look at the landing. The landing rate was 212. Thank you, Manuel. That was really nice. All right, we can retract the flaps. And you can see the rain effect here again for those of you asking about the rain. You can see the rain now. Very strong wind, as you can see how and you can see the direction changes here with the wind, which is pretty cool. Are there any spots here where we can park this aircraft? We'll probably just put it here, facing this 777 from British Airways. And just look at the night lighting, again inside the cockpit. I think looks very nice. That's pretty good. Let's hope that it doesn't break now. So we want to do a replay. Perfect. All right, that's, I think, too far. All right, here we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Just look at this beautiful scene, ladies and gentlemen, of the 7-4 as we come to land here at Hong Kong International Airport. And here is a flyby. Here's a tower view. Just look at that. Look at how beautiful this is. Obviously, we were a little too high and coming a little too fast, but we're recovering in the end. Yeah, that was a steep descent there. What a beautiful sight of this huge airplane. Lovely. Just really beautiful. Let's do it one more time. Come here, go to the R replay system. Just guys, look at this screenshot here. Look at that. I'm gonna bring it a little back here. And yeah. All right, let's play it here. There we go. Here is another shot at the landing. Beautiful. I was a little late in deploying the reversers, and hence you can see the speed brakes took a little time to deploy, but this is actually very, very nice indeed.
1,000. 500. 300. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Beautiful wing flex there on landing. I mean, this is a default airport, guys, and I tell you, it looks very, very nice indeed. I mean, I do like it a lot, and yeah, I think it looks pretty good. There, by the way, this is the approach here. Beautiful sight of the. I mean, it's not you know, it's not very realistic in terms of, yeah, Hong Kong Airport probably doesn't look like that, but nonetheless, this looks very nice indeed. It makes for a very beautiful approach into Hong Kong International Airport, and I hope that you guys enjoyed really this flight aboard the SSG Boeing 747, and it was fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely. Laminar will work on these issues in the days to come. But overall, I think it's a lot of fun, and I think X-Plane 12 is definitely getting there, slowly but surely. It's getting there. It was a lot of fun doing this flight. Thank you very much, Manuel. I appreciate it. Thank you, all of you, for being here this evening. I hope that you've enjoyed the stream as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. Stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye for now.